Gibbo presents.
Many people feel we're currently experiencing a resurgence in the popularity of reggae, and as you all know, the term Reggae Revival is used to describe the group of young artists associated with this.
Yeah.
Do you see yourselves as part of the Reggae Revival?
I think automatically everyone who is a part of what's going on has become a part of this reggae revival thing, because this is the label that the media has run with, you know. So regardless of if we would say we are or we are not, you know, we have become a part of it. The confusion comes because people would come up to me and ask me if Reggae Revival is a band, because you would only see a few artists being highlighted, and not everyone being highlighted is who is active in Jamaica, you know. So we don't go out saying, yeah, we is Reggae Revival, we are this or whatever, because as good as it would be in assisting in the marketing of what's going on right now, it is not putting a highlight on every aspect of what is really happening right now.
And the thing is, sorry for cut Jammy or not cut, but to add to what Jammy is saying, Reggae Revival, even the term Reggae Revival, I think reggae in itself has always existed, and you don't need to necessarily, I would say I'm a reggae artist, or young reggae artist, or up and coming reggae artist, you know, just like it's this person a young hip hop artist, or young rock artist, or young jazz and blues, grassroots music, like whatever the genre or term of music is, I don't think you need to associate a next word with it to highlight the fact that it's a young generation. I would say I'm a young generation artist. Also, we're sons of dub, and we're highlighting dub instrumental music, not just reggae. In to me, honestly, the term reggae right now has become very watered down. So I wouldn't say that I'm not a reggae artist, but it's more things there in reggae than that's highlighted. It's Rastafari music. It's a culture. It's a liberty. It's not just doing music and going on stage, you know. So
it's a real life, you know. Yeah. It's what you know. It's how you grow. It's how you know. It's just that to me.
It's rockers.
It's straight.
Yeah, because coming out here and even seeing the presence of reggae, and also looking at, okay, yeah, I've realized it's dancehall, reggae, and then dub, you know. So if you come and you say Reggae Revival and you're promoting this Reggae Revival thing, then you totally put out the dub factor of it.
And scare people.
You understand?
Scare, you know? Yeah, people who
It's
just
like
listen scare alone, you know.
Scare, just street scare.
And scare is coming from the 50s and 40s. Where
so yeah, the reggae kind of, like Addis was saying, brings a kind of generic kind of thing to it, just because of the matter of labels and what media has done to things as usual, you know. Yeah. But yeah, so you know, what about roots, and what about, you know, dub? Culture. What about scare? You know, what about steppers? Dance, you know, what about all these things?
We're not trying to create something separate, because if you're really speaking of reggae includes all of these things. But if you highlight it as a reggae revival in that specific connotation, as me as an intelligent person reading and using words, that's how I interpret words. So if the word says this, I'm gonna have to associate it. What does revival mean to me? Like,
bring back to life.
That's all the English. I think that's what the dictionary says. You know, revive a person that's passed out, or something that has not
at a certain stage, not dead, but at a certain stage,
unconscious,
not dead. Yeah, but and that's the thing. Like I say, it's a good marketing mechanism for what's going on, but at the same time, there are some sides that would, you know, downplay the thing. You know, you have Lutan Fire, who's Jammy and Busy Signal. These people been touring. Luciano, all these things,
Midnight,
all these people, you understand?
China Smith, Sly and Robbie,
you understand? People doing things, touring in the yard, all stars. Matthew McAnuff, young Impasse, my brother.
Uprising Roots Band,
you know, Uprising Roots Band, Roots Uprising Band, Roots Underground Band, you know. So people been doing these things, but you know,
it's a highlight that's been featured.
Yeah, a highlight that's been put on, you know, what's happening, and we appreciate that. But highlight everyone, man. Don't just highlight 7 people and make it look like a band. And when
don't
we
be
go
exclusive,
out, people come and ask me if
inclusive.
it's a band, you know. Highlight everybody. Make we start see some more Exile the Brave upon Reggae Revival poster. Make we start see some more Micah Shemaya upon Reggae Revival poster. Everybody knows say Jesse Royal had a bad thing. So everybody knows say this a fame here, so them I go start give him some promotion on the Reggae Revival thing.
Props.
But from long time he's supposed to see Beer Jesse Royal upon Revival, Beer Exile the Brave upon Reggae Revival, Empress Satira, Infinite, all them people. You understand? So like we truly give thanks for what it's doing, but at the same time the media and the people who, you know, business who deal with the business on a certain level, you know, they make it look a certain way, you know. So
and even for me, like honestly, it's when I met Rash Jammy coming from Trinidad, I felt that I met someone in Jamaica who was really serious about the music and not just
we putting out rhythms before the Reggae Revival.
yeah, I mean not just one aspect of the music, focusing on dub, you know, electronic music, instrumental music, because right now you're not gonna really find much people highlighting instrumental music. And the thing is, reggae without instrumentals is like it is, you know, you're doing poetry almost, you know, because like vocals without, you know, a rhythm, you know, without the drum and bass, you know, spoken word. So to go past the instrumentalists or the musicians, as I say, it's coming from the scriptures, is singers and players of instruments. So I love the singers with all my heart, but you know, don't forget about the players of instruments, please. Or the dub man them, or the rockers man them, or China Smith, or anybody who has helped or contributed to the foundation of reggae and the continuation of this foundation.
How do you feel dub is viewed by most young people around your age in Jamaica today?
That's what I was just saying about Jamaica
I don't
from
think
Trinidad.
it's they don't have a view on it because
a lot of people would run up to the Dub Club in Kingston because
it's
it's
what's
thing.
happening right now. But you go to Dub Club in Kingston and more times you would hear a full dub set when Sons of Dub play. You understand? Enough times the other selectors them have to play to facilitate the youths them coming because them don't know what dub is.
Yeah,
You understand? Like people in Jamaica, people in Trinidad, these places, they don't know what dub is. Throughout the 90s and the 2000s, in Trinidad, if you say dub meant dancehall. 80s dancehall, that's what we knew as dub in Trinidad. So
In Jamaica, dub mean dub plate.
exactly, and yeah, in Jamaica, dub mean dub plate. So
Even though the dub plate is coming from dub.
exactly,
So people don't even realize without dub you couldn't have a dub plate.
Yeah,
to
so-
create a dub plate is coming from dub. Is to do a version of a rhythm. You know,
so
basically
it's
have
like
a
it's like
DJs.
in truth and fact, the most consistent and successful element of reggae music that has lived on is not known or highlighted in Jamaica
at all.
You know, dub is the strongest part of the
Even
Jamaican
for
music
reggae month,
culture.
because
I can say
they've started reggae month in Jamaica, but you won't hear them.
that's a level of consistency.
You won't even hear them mention certain ones. They're more focused on a lot of other people, but not like a Scratch Prayer or King
Because they're
Tubby's.
ignorant of it. They it's like they really don't know, you know? It's like they really don't know because they haven't given themselves the time to research and, you know,
Well, I would say
build
that.
interest.
I would say that
And
when
also the people who are
in
in
charge,
charge
don't
have
want to.
not shed light on it
They don't want to.
whatsoever.
Because the dub
Because
culture
it's
is
much
very
more spiritual, and also
street.
they kind of put more light on the dancehall thing for the past couple
Exactly.
decades, you know, or the
It's a
past
easy
decade
flip
or so.
over. With the dancehall, is an easy turnover. With the dub, you have no other choice but to pay respect now. And the lost culture that it have right now, you know, is a kind of disrespectful culture, disrespectful generation we're living in right now too. So you can actually see it in how people live. So something like dub, they will try to ignore because you know the powers that they come with. You know, it's secure Jamaica. It's still secure, and like me being here in when we went to Wales and seeing like every different room was crazy for me personally. It was my first experiencing like a whole place just a dub and seeing how the people feel it, seeing how the people dance. The rest of the Caribbean don't even know about that.
No about that. Them couldn't even
They
understand.
wouldn't
It.
understand that.
At first.
Like for me, it blew my mind. So I could imagine the youths in the Caribbean who now really on it. Because it's more the youths who really on the dub thing right now. It's more a younger generation. It's like everything flipped right over again. The older generation slept.
Yeah, man. People in Trinidad don't know what I do, King. People in Trinidad just know them seeing me in some music video and them seeing some picture of me, and I must be doing something with the music, so make me get a link with this man. You understand? And even if I sit and start explaining to people, they won't understand.
Sense, yeah.
It won't make
They can't
sense to
fathom
them.
it.
You know.
So has Kingston Dub Club and nights like Dubwise become places to be seen amongst the youth of
Basically.
Jamaica?
Yeah, I think like I'm very happy for this because like first of all, it's kind of bringing back what was happening before. Now the sound man them and the people them in the movement doing their own things, having their own dance and all these things. It's also making it like an attraction for people outside of the music to come and also see the genuine unity among a lot of the artists, you know, and just see that we can coexist within certain spaces and chill out and lime and do what we have to do. You know, everyone comes up to Dub Club, everyone goes to Dubwise, you know, can chill out, can easy. It's almost like also like a rest for the artists them in the week, you know. So first of all, it gives the people them, the supporters, opportunities to get closer to the vibe and to get a reflection of what was there before. And then it's also giving the sound man them opportunities to play. It's also giving the promoters who are holding these events opportunities to build within themselves with what's going on and help build their own brand, you know. It's very good, man, and it's kind of like you said, people don't know what dub is, so it's educating them, because even if you would go Dubwise and you mightn't always hear dub music, you would probably start researching the word Dubwise, and eventually start, okay, a King Tubby, a Scientist, a Lee Scratch, a this, a that, you know.
And for the people that are, the few or a couple hundreds of people that are fans of the music, it's good to have somewhere to go that you can hear certain music. And for the new people who are just becoming familiar, as Jammy said, it's like you get to meet, and they can meet someone who's probably an expert on dub, or somebody who can tell them the whole history of dub in Jamaica, the elders and certain foundation people that you will see, Kid Asai, Dubwise, and Ben Up, man from Channel One Day. So it's like a lot of key people are interacting, even if they're not speaking, but they're in one place. And as Jammy said, that's the whole point of the gathering, you know.
The music you're putting out under the Sons of Dub umbrella is a hybrid, so to speak. It takes elements of dub and combines it with other dub-influenced genres, dubstep, EDM, drum and bass, etc. How many people do you think listen to Sons of Dub music and also listen to your solo music, Addis? Do you think there's a lot of crossover? Because the material you put out of Sons of Dub really has a very different sound and feel.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that it works hand in hand, where people who generally would listen to Sons of Dub or tracks like that can be people that might not necessarily have listened to a melodic album before, but definitely
and
would.
vice versa.
Yeah, but they definitely would, and they would be, even if they might not like it or whatever the case may be, it might not be their sound, but I think there's something there for everyone on both sides of the field.
I think there's a bit of people that listen to both spectrums, and it's a matter of like moods, you know.
And it actually introduces people to, like, if you listen to this
familiar
before, you're not familiar, you get an opportunity to hear it and you get your taste on it. Because a lot of people I know who never got a chance to listen to the melodica, and they're like, yo, I just want to see Addis play live. Like, it's so amazing listening to it. I feel it's an angelic feeling. I just want to see it live. How can we see it live? So it's like more people who I wouldn't expect to be on it like that. They on it because the mood is there, the spirit is there, the vibe is there. It's like, what is actually going on is something that to me is unexplainable, because I actually just living in the vibes of it, and you can actually feel the spirit of it just taking you along. So everybody who got a touch of it, it blowing their mind.
Yeah, it's just you're bringing like both sides of the wall to the middle of the room, you know. So, like I just was saying, for people who won't usually listen to EDM influenced track, someone who would probably be more on the melodica, they can tap into Sons of Dub and see what Sons of Dub has to offer. They may not prefer the Russian experiment; it might be too upbeat for them, but they might like Love Grows from Mesa One, because it has the same soothing sound as the melodica, you know. So it would help people begin to start venturing into different types of dub influenced music. But I think there's a bit of people that listen to both, and like I was saying, it's a lot to do with moods, because sometimes you feel you're in a up tempo mood and you want to hear something a bit hype. Sometimes you want to just lay down and have a spliff and listen to Earl 16 with Addis Pablo on the melodica, you know.
And honestly, you can listen to them all at one time and it won't throw you off. Like, it's not music that can be like,
You still get
if you play the album and then you play the mixtape after, it's not going to be that much of a shock from it. Because even on the set of mixtape with Major Lazer, you have both EDM tracks, you have roots tracks. I think that mixture on the mixtape gives a fine example of how you can blend a roots track like a Black Cinderella rhythm with, you know, Who's the Bad Man from El Toro. Like, it doesn't, because its elements are all coming from the same place. It's not like oil and water, you know.
I had the pleasure of interviewing Walshy Fire recently, who of course put together the hugely popular Sons of Dub mixtape, which you just mentioned, Addis, and of course was released at the end of last year. He talked about meeting you, Jammy, in Kingston Dub Club for the first time last summer, and it was clear from the way he spoke about you how much he respected and admired you and what you do. Tell me what it was like from your perspective, meeting him for the first time, and were you surprised by how interested he was in you and your work?
I was very surprised that he was so interested in working with us. We reached out to him a couple months ago via SoundCloud, and he gave us positive feedback. You know, he said, "Great music. You know, keep doing what you were doing." You know, so for me, that alone was, I got a thumbs up from Major Lazer. So I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. That happy me, you know. And I mean, I didn't expect to see Walshy there, and my approach is just, everything is simple and everyone is human, you know, so it's easy to deal with people. It's nothing to go up to someone and speak to them, approach them, you know. And he was, you know, humble and very, you know, I mean, with his presence he commands respect, so it's easy to deal with him, you know, and he's very open and humble. So for me to even just deal with him that night and link him up and introduce myself, let him know Ras Jammy from Sons of Dub, you know. And I mean, even after saying my name and saying Sons of Dub, he made the connection, because he said that he did listen to the tracks and everything. I was overwhelmed that he had such respect for what we were doing, you know, because I mean, every day they get hundreds of emails from people wanting to work, wanting to do things. So even to show a particular interest in what we are doing, give a lot of thanks, because people generally are not interested in what we are doing, you know. So for me, it was a real humbling experience within just my trud and my little career, you know. From there, I mean, it was serious for me. He tell me he's in Jamaica for the next day. It would be nice to link up with Addis and do some works, plan something. Addis was in New York.
Came down the same
get
time.
to New York, just get the ticket and make Addis fly down the next day, you know. Drive us to the meet Walshy, and we just go through some tracks. Just like, it wasn't even like we was having a meeting, you know. We just had some spliffs at Calipi place, chill out, listen to the music, and you know, Walshy's reaction was just that it was needed, you know, so that we decided to give people it if them need it, you know. So
Also,
I mean,
got
for
pulled
me,
over by the police with Walshy Fire. So our first day was very family-like. It was like, in one day, pretty much, I said, between the Sunday and the Tuesday, so much happened between just linking him and in person, and it's like, I want everything changed, but at the same time, everything did change, because in a place like Jamaica, or anywhere in the world, when you're being associated with people who are recognized by the world or by a lot of people in the industry, it kind of puts more light on it that we wouldn't even look at that light as a light that we're interested in. We just wanted the music and do what we love. So it was a very eye-opening and humbling experience for all of us. Within just that few days before we even started working on it.
And that's there, like, it kind of really humbled me within the business, because I mean, I set goals for myself. I'm not someone who's gonna sit down and write down a goal or whatever, but there are things in mind I want to accomplish, short term and long term, you know. And I told myself, you know, I want to work with Major Lazer and Midnight.
We said that in April.
You know, and I felt like me saying this was like, okay, probably it's gonna happen in the next 10 years. So when I do this, then I can retire. But I'm not gonna write this. I would just say, you know, I wanna work with Major Lazer and Midnight. You know, because within my mind and within my interest, they are on the both opposite sides of the wall, you know. So just like the Addis Pablo Sons of Dub. So being a big fan of Major Lazer and a big fan of Midnight, working with them would be good for me, and after that I can chill out and whatever. But you know, Jah Rastafari answer your prayers, you know, as long as you're dealing with like-minded people within a certain level of energy, you know. So in no time it happened, you know. Mixtape with Major Lazer, you know. We have some tracks with Vaughn from Midnight, all these things. So now, like, me can't retire now, you know. Now me have to just really humble myself. Yeah, me have to just humble myself, embrace this joy, you know, and really realize what I've gotten myself into, and then see if I can try to get some other youths who like-minded and interested in the same kind of vibe. Because if these people on this level are so humble to give us a hand and assist us and expose us to their fan base, then it's nothing for us to do that for anybody else, you know. We could do that for Empress Ativa, we do that for Exile the Brave. We don't need no Reggae Revival page, you know. You understand?
I feel as if with music, just like in the days of Motown and Studio One, a person can come off of the street and probably has been singing for some time or always had the talent, and with your brand and your skills and work and talent, you can make this person become a star, or people interpret a star. He was always a star, and everybody's a star from birth. You know, 'cause all of us have importance, whether people recognize it or not.
But I feel like just like what you see, just how you said it on the street thing, it's just like that, you know, King. Because just how Augustus Pablo find him on the lamp on the street and all them kind of vibe. If it's like, I feel like that within the future now. It's like, because as much as we enjoy and living and enjoy doing what we're doing day by day and getting the response from a huge fan base already, like we had about 30,000 fans on SoundCloud before we linked Walshy, so we already had a little niche following. But I mean, it's a big struggle within just trying to grow within the music. So it was almost like just how Augustus Pablo saw Humandel, a talented youth on the street, can do him thing and say, make me give you a hand, youth. Now go start your own publishing, go start your own label, everything. We feel kind of like it's like that going with Walshy and us, you know, Walshy on a level, and Walshy Fire didn't have to say, you know, let's do this, because a lot of people won't give a hand. A lot of people would say, oh, you're Augustus Pablo's son, you're good, you don't need no help, you know. So it was really, you know.
And he still look good.
And Walshy, every day Walshy link us up and Walshy be like, yo, Wagwan, where you there? Thing, you know, we have everything. Yeah. We have some rhythms now. We producing with Walshy with a whole heap of mad artists on it, you know.
So even the association,
so it's a mad thing.
Yeah, because as Jammy said earlier, in a lot of people's minds, a group like Midnight and Major Lazer is like polar opposites, almost like oil and water. The whole people interpret things in life. People like to separate things. This is black, this is white. That's a plant. This is the earth. You know, it's two different things.
You know, Douglas, baby.
They don't have anything to do with each other. But the fact that a person like Walshy Fire, who is a musician and he's a fan of music, so he's not looking at it how people might look at him as a part of Major Lazer. So to have the fact that we're working with both of them, Midnight and Midnight, Vaughn happened to be working with Walsh at the same time, and for us that's an amazing experience to be a part of. We just feel good to be working with people that we listen to and we look up to and we still look up to, and have them show us that respect. And I think a part of the reason why we even get that respect from them is because we're humble and what we're doing is unique. There's not much youth our age, at least in Jamaica, coming from the Caribbean, as Jammy said, penetrating this type of music and these approaches, playing melodica, you know, so doing dub music.
We just do what we like to do. Like we do exactly what we like to do all the time, and it makes it easy to deal with people. Like we don't have to act like put on a show or nothing like that. You know,
24/7.
We like to eat and we like to smoke and we like to chill with people and we like to, and we're good and
live
good,
life.
you see me? So like, when people see you in your natural element and, you know, they wanna, you know, and they realize it's close to their natural element, and you realize they can build a better energy and make something grow within the natural elements, you know, contribute to the betterment.
Gibbo.